I'm Frank Martin, and my life usually follows 3 strict rules. But today, a high-tech nightmare is literally strapped to my wrist. If I step more than 75 feet away from my car, this bracelet turns me into a human firework. I didn't ask for this job, but I'm forced to drive a mysterious girl across Europe while a madman watches my every move. The girl's name is Valentina, and she's terrified. She's the daughter of a powerful Ukrainian official, and she's being used as leverage to force him into signing a dirty environmental deal. I can see the panic in her eyes, but I have to stay focused on the road. One wrong turn or one moment of hesitation could end both of our lives instantly. We're speeding toward Budapest, but we aren't alone. A black Mercedes is tailing us, and they aren't here to talk. I've handled thugs before, but doing it while tethered to a ticking bomb is a whole new level of stress. Every time I look at the dashboard, I'm reminded that the car is my only lifeline in this twisted game of cat and mouse. I managed to pull over at a garage to find a way out of this bracelet. My friend Otto tried to help, but the technology is too advanced. It's linked to a transmitter hidden deep inside the vehicle. Just as we were making progress, Johnson's goons showed up to remind me who's in charge. I had to fight them off while making sure I didn't drift too far from the engine. The fight was brutal, but I'm the best for a reason. I used everything in the shop to take down the giants they sent after me. Even after winning, the threat remains. Johnson calls and tells me I'm fired, which in his world means he's ready to kill us and find a new driver. I have to convince him I'm still the only one who can deliver the package. Back on the road, Valentina is starting to crack. She's trying to find joy in the middle of a death trap, asking for exotic foods and wanting to party. I tell her to stay sharp, but she calls me doom and gloom. It's hard to explain to her that my rules are the only reason we haven't been blown to pieces yet. The chase intensifies as we hit the mountain roads. Another car tries to ram us off the cliffside, and I have to perform a miracle on wheels to keep us upright. Valentina is screaming, and the yellow light on my bracelet starts flickering. I'm pushing the Audi to its absolute limit, weaving through traffic like a ghost. We lose the pursuers for a moment, but the tension between us is reaching a boiling point. Valentina steals my car keys, demanding that I live for a moment instead of just surviving. She wants a connection, something real, before the end. I'm a professional, but even I can feel the weight of what's at stake as she stares me down. She finally tells me how she ended up here, drugged at a club in Ibiza and thrown into this nightmare. She's just a pawn in a game involving millions of tons of toxic waste. Her father is desperately trying to delay the contract, but time is running out for everyone. I realize now that this isn't just a delivery, it's a rescue mission. Johnson changes the coordinates again, leading us toward a bridge. I know it's a trap, but I have no choice. My friend Tarconi is trying to track us from the outside, but the signal is weak in the mountains. I tell Valentina to trust me, even though I'm walking straight into the lion's den with nothing but my fists and a fast car. We arrive at the meeting point, and it's a standoff. Johnson's men are everywhere, guns leveled at my head. He demands I hand over the girl. I whisper to Valentina that it's going to be okay, even though we're surrounded. I have to play it cool, waiting for the split second where I can turn the tide of this lopsided fight. I push her toward them to save her life, but the villains have no intention of letting me walk away. As soon as she's clear, they open fire. I dive back into the Audi, but they manage to push the car off the bridge and into the lake below. The water starts rushing in, and I'm trapped by the very car that was supposed to protect me. Sinking into the dark water, I realize the bracelet is still active. If I swim to the surface, I blow up. If I stay, I drown. I have to use the air from the tires to create a flotation device for the car. It's a race against my own lungs as I struggle to bring the heavy metal beast back to the surface before I pass out. I burst through the surface just in time. I don't have time to dry off because Johnson is escaping with Valentina on a train. I hunt them down, driving the Audi onto the tracks and literally jumping the car onto the moving carriages. This is no longer about the rules, this is personal. I'm coming for the man who thought he could discard me. I crash through the train window, glass showering the interior. Johnson looks like he's seen a ghost. He tries to hide behind his logic of economic realities, but I don't care about his profit margins. I start clearing the room, taking out his elite guards one by one in the narrow corridor. The train is a speeding coffin, and I'm the Undertaker. Valentina is watching in horror as the fight reaches the final car. Johnson is desperate now, reaching for his weapon. He thinks he's the mastermind, but he forgot the most important rule: never underestimate the man who has nothing left to lose. I corner him, the sound of the tracks roaring beneath us as we face off for the last time. I manage to get the upper hand, but the train is decoupled and racing toward a collision. I take Johnson's own bracelet and snap it onto his wrist. I jump back into my car, which is still perched on the train, and reverse out just as the car carrying Johnson flies off the rails. The distance limit is reached, and he goes up in a ball of fire. I find Valentina in the wreckage, shaken but alive. The contract was never signed, the toxic waste won't be dumped, and her father is safe. I finally break my own silence and tell her that maybe, just maybe, I'm not as doom and gloom as I look. We've survived the impossible, and the bracelets are finally gone. In the end, even a man with strict rules can learn to change. I'm back with my friend Tarconi, but this time, the package is someone I actually care about. We're sitting by the water, finally having that meal Valentina kept talking about. No bombs, no chases, just the sun and a bit of peace. She asks me if I'm ready for dessert, and for the first time in a long time, I don't check my watch or look for an exit. I realize that life isn't about the destination or the delivery, it's about who's sitting in the passenger seat. My rules might still exist, but I think I found an exception worth keeping. I used to drive to forget the world, but now I'm driving to stay right here in it. The road ahead is long, but as long as I'm behind the wheel, nobody is taking what's mine. You want to know what happens next? Just keep your eyes on the rearview mirror, because I'm just getting started.